Okay, y'all. Day 37 of a 1 hour a day workout for, what is it, the war against obesity. Alright. So we're trying to come down from the obesity. But we're taking our time about it. We're not rushing it. Every day is not a good, you're not feeling good every day. Maybe not for a whole week or 2 weeks. If you hurt your butt bone like I did, I hurt my butt bone and my whole left side be killing me that night. But I started it and I gotta continue. Because we can't be quitters, y'all. We might not feel 100% every day, but we can't be quitters. Let me get my magic jacket. My magic jacket that make everything happen. Yeah, this is my magic jacket. When I put this on, I'm the sensei. Okay? I'm the karate instructor. Okay, so even if we don't do like a heavy workout every day, we're going to do as much as we can. We're going to put in 1 hour a day, and we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about. And today, we're going to talk about this QueenzFlip 3-hour interview with Marquis for about 1 hour, and his mother for like another 2 hours. Shaniqua, her name is, or whatever. 50 Cent's family, his son Marquis, and his ex-wife Shaniqua, or I guess his first girl, his Marquis's mother. So QueenzFlip was up there, had a long interview. A long interview. That was a good interview. I just hope 50 Cent thinks so too. Because you just never know how, a person is going to take it. But, to talk to their family and stuff. But I guess it's all right. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was good seeing them again. It's always good to see Marquis. I like seeing that kid. He's like everybody's family. He's one of those celebrity kids that, we all worried about. Let me see if my volume is up. It's up. So let me try to plank a little bit, and we'll turn around and talk. Oh. Whew. Okay, I always try to do some push-ups or something. I know people probably look at my channel and be like, I'm not following behind her. She ain't doing nothing. Well, this is for the obese people that can't hardly do nothing. This is not for the people that's already in shape. Unless you're here for the conversation. And I put an interesting title up. So, I was up last night because my stomach was bothering me. I've been taking those fat burners and running to the bathroom and emptied out my stomach. Then I started feeling sick. Then I had to eat something. And that didn't make it no better. So I was just up last night. I was up and I seen that Queen's interview. QueenzFlip. And I seen the title, Marquis. So I was like, yeah, let me see, because that dude is always cool. 50 Cent son. He's always a cool dude, you know, and he's always smart. And one thing about the kids that their parents have money or some kind of fame or celebrity. Well, I'm getting a heartburn. One thing about those kids, a lot of the times, they be smart. They don't be stupid, so I figured he was going to come on there and be smart, you know. I figured he wasn't going to let the conversation get too far out of line. He kept putting QueenzFlip in check. Don't ask me no personal information. Like where you at, where you live. What's your location? He wasn't giving up none of that. He don't want nobody to come see him. You know? But yeah, he do look just like his father. And I think he do need to go man to man. Since he's a man now, he's a young man. Go talk to his father man to man instead of, you know, through his mother, you know. That's my son and I take care of my son and I stick by my son every day, you know. I understand what she's saying, because us mothers, sons or daughters, we stick by our kids, and it's an everyday thing. It's not just a money thing where you send money and then we got money to spend. Raising a child is an everyday experience. It's something that has to be done, you know, day in and day out. You got to wake up to your kids, deal with them during the daytime, whatever come about, taking them to school, whatever the situation is, whatever they into. Like, he was into some sports or something, I guess basketball or football or whatever. She said she had to buy uniforms. My daughter was into debate. She used to travel and get on planes and fly and spend nights and, you know, win big trophies and stuff like that. So I understand, you know, parenting is an everyday thing, and it's not just a money thing, you know. So I understand, you know, where she's coming from, but I would rather want my child to stay with me than to run off and live with his father because his father is, you know, famous and rich. You know what I'm saying? I not that I would discourage it, but, you know, in the hip hop arena, there's a lot of shit going on, a lot of beefs going on, a lot of killing going on. So I would rather my child home safe with me, and at the same time, like she said, what's good money to us is not good money to them, because 50 Cent, you can't be local, you know what I'm saying, being his child, looking just like him, you know what I'm saying. If he got beef, left and right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be the fuck out of Dodge. She's the fuck out of Dodge. You know, you have to get his child in a lifestyle that's, you know, far away from the hood. Also, I understood that too. So she was saying $6,700 a month really wasn't much money compared to the millions he was making a year. You know, she said all the way back then when they was together, he was making $1 million. So he could have gave his son $1 million a year, basically, is what I think she's saying. But you know, some people with the challenging and stuff like that, you know, challenging them and stuff, they winners all the time. They want to be winners all the time. So if you beef with them, they're not giving in. Some people is, you know, like that. And then you got to remember 50 Cent is around people like Dr. Dre, you know, that don't speak to his daughter at all. Now his father came out. His wife is leaving him and stuff like that. So he's around other people that's not even dealing with their fathers, with their family that, you know, have that same, you know, kind of attitude. You know, but, you know, you can't say it's either me or your mother, you know what I'm saying? You can't have a child choose sides. But I think him sticking by his mother was was good, you know. I think that's something that a young man should do, you know. I want to stick with my mother, make sure my mother's okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to grow up to be a man. I don't want to leave her by herself, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was cool, but at the same time, he listened a lot to her side of the story, which a lot of things she say makes sense, but it's time to cut the umbilical cord. Like Flip is saying, you got questions, go talk to your father. Go ask your father, a man to man. Don't let your mother ask the questions for you. Don't let your mother even be there. Go and try to set up a meeting with your father and ask him what you want to ask him. Find out, do he really love you? And, you know, that be that. You know what I'm saying? That be that. You know, as far as the money is concerned, even though 50 Cent got money, he's around people like Floyd and other people when he was getting into directing movies and making movies that has way more money than him. To us, he's rich, but to other people that he's looking up to, you know, billionaires and stuff like that, he might be far from, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. To some of us, he's a multimillionaire. To other people, there's other people that can say that, you know, he got a couple of million. You know what I'm saying? There's billionaires that he probably come across on a regular basis or be around and be in meetings with that got way more money than him. You know what I'm saying? Where he feel like the minority in the situation, you know. But regardless of money, you know, family's important because I say like this, if you get on your deathbed or you be on your sick bed or something happen, you know, to turn your health around, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to be looking for your family. You're looking for all your kids, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting to see what 50 Cent response is going to be. Is he going to get at QueenzFlip? Is he going to be cool with that interview? Or how he going to feel about it, you know? And Another thing that caught my attention was she was talking about how they had to jump out the window from the fire. Like he set the fire or he had somebody burn the house down or whatever. Um, so QueenzFlip was like, well, you cheated. So I don't know if he found out that she was messing around with somebody else while he's giving the money or paying child support. And then this dude is living off of, eating the kid's cereal, so maybe that's what he got upset about. Like, I gotta be giving you money and you messing around with another dude. So, well, like she said, he was going to award shows and messing with a whole bunch of different other women. And, I guess she got lonely. You know what I'm saying? You can't be going messing around with a whole bunch of other women and then, you think your baby mama gonna sit up there and, be cold, don't have no warmth or no comfort. But if it was me, I probably wouldn't mess with no other dudes. But that's because I'm not really into men like that. But I understand. Women have to. They need their adult companion. Put it that way. A lot of women need their adult companion. They don't want to just be raising the kids around the house and don't have another adult to socialize with, you know what I'm saying? And if you're there, you're out of the picture and you're missing, and then you come to find out that I got a boyfriend on the side, and then you get crazy upset and start going out of your mind, because I remember that time 50 Cent was real pissed off. All the cars was lined up out there. All his boys was out there. He was ready to tear something up, boy. He was out there. He was outside. I remember he was outside. He had the trucks was lined up and all his boys was out there. They was ready to tear something out. Niggas want to have big cakes and eat it too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do what I want. Don't do as I do as I say do type thing. Yeah, but I sat up there and I looked at the whole interview, even when she was off camera. Even when she took her face off camera, and, I don't know. It's just because, even though she's in a different tax bracket, like she was saying, Flip was saying, well, you was getting about $80,000 a year at the rate that you was getting child support. But even with that, her son was getting like a salary of a hardworking person. And, she was having her own money, like she said already, too. But she have a lot of the same, she have the same feelings as any other parent, you know what I'm saying? She has the same principles as any other parent, you know what I'm saying? You don't have a beef with your child to the point where your child have to be looking for you to apologize with you. If you and your child's not speaking, like she said, if her and her daughter's not speaking, she'll be the first one to initiate the conversation. That's just because you care about their safety and their well-being. They're not like a person in the street. They're not like a nigga in the street where, oh, you're not speaking to me, so what? I don't care, what happened to you, you could die today or tomorrow. They're not that person. They supposed to have a space in your heart where, if you have a difference, if you have to be the one to initiate the conversation to start speaking again, then you have to do that before something terrible happens, you know. You know, mainly for the fact that, you know, he's a celebrity, he's a rapper, having beef and stuff like that. He should keep up with his son, you know what I'm saying? Because then a situation happened where his son, they pulled his son up to take a picture with his enemies, his ops son, you know, the Supreme guy, I guess, his son, I don't know them, but took a picture with Marquis, and it's like 50 Cent, like, oh, you taking pictures with my enemies, you know what I'm saying? But basically, somehow in this interview, I'm getting that basically wasn't the case. He didn't stand there and pose like he knew what he was doing. They pulled him up. Somebody pulled him up and said, my friend want to take a picture, and he didn't know who the guy was. That's what I got from the interview. He didn't really know who the guy was. Shaniqua said she didn't even know Supreme had a son, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. But see, that's the reason why you gotta keep talking to your kids and keep up with your kids, even though your kids is trying to act stubborn and side with their mother and not speak to you and stuff like that. You gotta keep up with them for their safety, you know what I'm saying? So that they don't go out there and be a fool, you know what I'm saying? And be in the street talking to people that they didn't know was your enemy before they was even born, you know? That's what, you know, I used to be trying to get through to my daughter, like, be careful out there in the streets because, you know, before you was born, you know, things happened in life in our family where, you know, we'll have people that possibly want to hurt us, or if they know that you my child, or they know my family kids, they may want to do something. So be careful out there in these streets and listen to what I'm saying. But the more you tell kids something, they do the opposite. You know, they venture, I'm okay, I know what I'm doing. You know, they be feeling like they grown, you know. So that happened, so the picture happened. But what I'm thinking is that suppose he would have got kidnapped that night or something, like, there go 50 Cent's son, lure him into the car, you know, instead of lure him in front of the camera, like, lure him to the car or some shit like that, then it would have been a messed up situation. Then 50 Cent would have had to jump up out of his skin and, you know, go crazy, you know. So I say, if for nothing else, if for no other reason, and just for the kids' safety, you know, just for your son's safety, you know, open up the line of communication and, you know, speak to your child and know their whereabouts, and, you know, you're a millionaire, keep them out the hood. You know what I'm saying? QueenzFlip was asking about Brooklyn and Queens, the you know, and he was like, yeah, I'm from all over there, you know, from all around Queens. All parts of Queens is not good. All parts of Brooklyn is not good. You know what I'm saying? So if Marquis is running around Queens and Brooklyn and all parts of Queens and Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure you don't want to put no borough down. You know, you want to shout them out as a celebrity, but you shouldn't be roaming those streets. You know, because the streets of Brooklyn and Queens is right there. They're going to be acting the same way They all acting like real music, and they all acting like Chicago. I'm in the Bronx, and before you know it, these niggas out here gonna be acting that way too. And hopefully I can get the fuck out of Dodge before that happens, you know. I'll go stay somewhere in a snowy area. I'll go somewhere where I really don't want to go because I really don't like to go in quiet, boring places. I like to be able to look out the window and see some action. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it to be too quiet because then I feel like I'm going to just sit up in a quiet place and get old and be bored and look out the window and see pretty trees and flowers. You know what I'm saying? You know, and don't get no action. You know, I'm already somebody that stay to myself and stay by myself and live by myself. And, you know, my granddaughter come over sometime, my daughter come over sometime. But, you know, if I want action, all I got to do is look out my window. Tell you the truth, you know. If I want to see something, all I got to do is look out the window. But if I move upstate in New York or, you know, in the suburbs or whatever the situation is, you know, it's going to be safer, quieter, I guess more boring, more lonelier. I'm going to look out the window and not see much. You know. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for 50 Cent. I'm just waiting for his response. Is he going to give QueenzFlip a swift kick up the butt, or how he feel about the interview? I feel it went okay. I just feel like QueenzFlip and Shaniqua was getting along a little too good, like smiling and laughing. But I was happy to see her laughing, and I was happy that he was able to make her smile and laugh throughout the interview instead of being angry and evil and talk in a defensive manner, because, you know, you got to put, I guess, some of them days behind you. And that man is still making money, and his net worth is growing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you might have faults with him, but at the same time, if you compare him with a whole bunch of other niggas, you would say that he's growing and accomplishing, and people change, and people age, and people learn, and, you know, and people could change, you know? So, and I just learned about the daughter, Mia, Shaniqua's daughter. I didn't even know she had a daughter, but, you know, and that was good. You know what I'm saying? That she, I guess, stayed kind of quiet. I guess people know who she is because she got her own YouTube channel. So, you know. But I was surprised to hear that 50 Cent went to her graduation and he didn't go to Marquis's graduation. So I think it was just a, you know, a battle of the evils, you know. Oh, you got an attitude, you being mean and evil, you know, I'm being more mean and evil than you are, you know, like. But that shouldn't be done over kids. So I kind of side with Shaniqua because that shouldn't be done over kids. And regardless of how much money that you have, there are certain principles that you should have when you have a child. When you have your child, you know, money shouldn't be, you know, the factor. You know what I'm saying? You should have your child respect you for, you know, the person that you are and how you raising them and the principles that you hold and what you expect of them and what they should expect of you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna get off this floor because it's been a half an hour. I'm not gonna jump up, I'm gonna take my time getting up, y'all. Because I've been having some butt bone pain and some right pain, you know. But yeah, I watched that interview. I think QueenzFlip is a cool guy. He come across pretty genuine, you know, and he looking to see what everybody else is looking to see. 50 Cent get along with his son. You know what I'm saying? You know, because every time we see Marquis, it's like, it'd be good to see him looking good and healthy, you know. It's like he's all of our kids, you know. For some reason with these celebrity kids, you know, people that don't even really know him be concerned about him. How's 50 Cent son? I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's staying out of trouble. I hope he don't wander in the wrong places that he's not supposed to be and get himself hurt. Oh Lord, he's in the picture with with 50's enemy's son, and that was just a picture, but you know, that's not how it usually go. Like if you could catch your enemy kids and stuff like that, usually they lure you to a car and kidnap you and take you away and kill you somewhere or try to do something bad to you. So it's a lucky thing that nothing like that happened. So I know how 50 Cent feel like, oh, they got one up on me through my child. My child made me look stupid out there. And he out there standing around being vulnerable to my enemies. Not that Preem's son is, you know, an enemy, because his dad is what, in jail for life or for, I don't know how long, what the sentence is, but he's in a situation too, you know. His pops is gone away out of his life. So he got more issues than Marquis, because his father's locked away. At least Marquis can say, well, you know, hey, I'm going to call my father, meet up with my father, and go talk to my father, and go hang out with my father, go have dinner with my father, and we're going to have a conversation. You know, Preem's son can't do that. He got to go visit his father in jail. Ooh. If I'm saying it correctly, because I'm not really quite sure where all the parties is at, but I think that guy is in jail. That's why I can't do no interviews, because I really don't know all the characters, and you know, where I come from, I really don't want to be that deep into it where I know too much information no way, you know? I got my own problems and issues, and people and my family, we got our own past, and you know, I'm just trying to steer clear of some of those people, and hopefully they go on about their business, because I ain't worrying about them. I hope they ain't worrying about me. But yeah, for the safety, for Marquis' safety, for Mia's safety, and even for Shaniqua's safety. Let me see. Because I get on this thing and I be falling down. Let's see. I get on this thing. Okay, yeah, see? I get on this thing and I be falling down, y'all. I still feel like I'm going for. Okay, I think it's in place. Yeah. Oh, so I avoided this ab booster for a couple of days because I wasn't feeling well. So today we'll do a little bit of it. But yeah, I think everybody, even Shaniqua and her daughter and Marquis, and they've been doing pretty good so far. So I guess they know how to move, and I guess they know how they're moving around. But yeah, they gotta stay safe because, you know, 50 Cent ain't no small guy. He's a big dude. And he's had a lot of beefs, but not lately. He haven't been having no beefs lately. Most of his beefs is cleared up. I think. But that still don't stop a crazy motherfucker that, you know, these crazy, deranged killers out here that, you know, that do anything for nothing. You know, because I even be being careful with myself, you know what I'm saying? I watch how I move, I talk about it in every video. I basically move around with the old people. And I'm still in the hood and stuff like that, but you never catch me outside. You don't catch me outside drinking and, you know, getting high and, you know, like out of my mind. And every time I go outside, I make sure I go outside with a clear head, with a clear mind. You know what my surroundings are. If I see a nigga that looks strange and stuff like that, I make sure I keep looking over my shoulder until the coast is clear. I keep on moving, you know what I'm saying? You know. But I guess they've been doing good so far. You know, keeping themselves out of. But the situation there, he took the picture with that guy, Preem's son or whoever he's supposed to be. That right there would make the public think, you know, either he's going against his father with his father's enemies, or he could be in danger. You see what I'm saying? And me, it's the latter, because I don't care if I'm not speaking to my sister or cousin or whoever. I'm not going to be out there with their enemies. You understand what I'm saying? Just because I'm out there with my family enemies doesn't mean that their enemies is not going to hurt me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get at them. You understand what I'm saying? So, they could hurt Marquis to get at 50 Cent. So, Marquis got to be careful out here. He's a young man now. It sounds like he got his own apartment, so he do need to be in contact with his father. You know, so his father could, you know, I guess make sure he's financially straight, or if he gotta move or bounce, he don't be strapped for cash to do that. You know, if he sense a bad situation or that he's not, or somebody found out his location or where he living and he gotta bounce or something, that he don't have to go hunt his father down for money. It should be an account already there. Like, if you gotta beat the fuck up out of Dodge, this money is on reserve right here for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, $1 million shouldn't be a problem for Marquis. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent should, you know, he should have an account with that money in there, you know? And I mean, you know, yeah, to spend, but at the same time, you know, for security, for safety reasons, you know. But like he said, he's good with people. People love him all over. But you just gotta watch out for them crazy people. There's crazy people out here. You know, there's things that there's things that my family has done to me. Like my sister that passed away, rest in peace to her. Like before I had my own apartment, or I was in between apartments when I was a teenager, around 18. I think I lost an apartment and went to stay with her. Yeah. And, you know, I understand she had a house full of kids and stuff. She was raising another sister of mine's 5 kids that passed away. So me coming in there crowded up the place. So she used to kick me out, and I used to have to go to the street and hang out with my friends and be in the street. And one time, you know, I got into a serious situation down in Harlem after she kicked me out, when she kicked me out that night, and I said I would never forgive her for that, you know what I'm saying, because I had got into a situation that, you know, I could have died, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had roamed into Harlem. It's not her fault that I roamed into Harlem, but she kicked me out, and whenever I get kicked out, I would either go down to the South Bronx, hang out with my best friend, and stay at his house, or if I didn't get in contact with him, or if he was hanging with his girlfriend or whatever, then I have to do something else. So obviously this night, he must have been doing something, and I had to, you know, go do something else all night, you know. I had money. I had a few $100s on me. But instead of thinking, like, just go book a hotel and go chill in a hotel, I would just, you know, roam the streets, you know. Hang out, go to clubs, go to bars, go down to Harlem. And this night, I got in trouble, and I could have died that night. And I said I would never forgive her. That was one thing. And another thing was, another time she put me out, I had my baby. My baby was newborn. Because I used to get these apartments and lose these apartments and come back and stay with my sister. You know, I was a burden on her, but I had my baby. My baby was newborn. So I was going to stay. Oh, I wasn't living with her at the time. I had a room when I had the baby, but I went to her house to visit when I had my daughter. And I was going to stay home because I said I don't want to come back home in the dark, because my baby never traveled in the dark. So that was one of my principles, you know, that my baby never experienced the night air, you know, the darkness in the nighttime. So, and I never had to travel with my child in the street at night. You know, I mean, coming from the South Bronx to the North Bronx, like just traveling the dangerous streets, you know, in the nighttime. So this night I decided I was going to stay in her house because we stayed up talking, you know, all day and all night and having a good time all day. And then shit went left and we got into an argument, And she was like, well, you could get the fuck out of my house, you know what I'm saying? You and your fucking baby, you know what I'm saying, bitch? So I was like, oh, shit. I had to wrap my baby up. And the building she lived in was a Section 8 building, a crazy, but just to go through the elevator and through the building was a venture. You know, to get out of her building, to get, I don't know if I took a cab or if I had to take public transportation. Probably had to take public transportation and get myself uptown back to my room and through the night air. And my baby never experienced being out at nighttime. So she was scared and crying and stuff. And I said, I never forgive my sisters. A lot of times I said a lot of things that I said I never forgive my sister for. But I did, you know what I'm saying? I did. She ended up getting lupus, and she ended up having cancer, getting sick, and being sick for like over 20 years. And, you know, surviving all those years, in and out the hospital a lot, and moving to Baltimore. And I used to travel out there to see her. And she, you know, she passed away. You know what I'm saying? Well, we stayed in, you know, I stayed in communication with her. We talked on the phone like a lot for hours every day. I used to keep her company, you know what I'm saying? Because when somebody is sick, you know, people shy away from them. But, you know, I used to keep her company like a good friend, you know? No matter all the time she used to put me out and all the danger I used to be in the street, you know, from not having any place to go, you know. And I used to be stupid, you know, when I was a kid, because I could have, instead of running the street and hitting the clubs and stuff, like one time she put me out and I had about $800 cash, you know what I'm saying? And I could have just went to a hotel and spent the night spend the night in the hotel for the night until all heads cool down, and you know, usually we would start back talking, you know, in a couple of days or a couple of weeks or whatever the situation is. We'll resolve our situation, you know. I could have easily went and rented a room or went to a hotel. Yeah, the night that I got in trouble in Harlem, that I almost died in Harlem, my family don't even know the half all the shit that I've been through. So, like I say, you gotta be careful out there. And that's not even running into my family enemies. That was just bumping into crazy niggas in the street, you know what I'm saying? But that's why you gotta be careful out there if you're famous and you got kids. You know, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with your kids. Even if y'all don't get along, if it's your kid, you definitely love your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't see to say that 50 Cent don't love his kid. I think it's tough love. Cause she said that he went to Mia's graduation. He went to the girls' graduation and didn't go to Marquis' graduation. So it was more like tough love, because he didn't want the girl to feel tough love, you know what I'm saying? He was soft-hearted to the girl, to the young girl. So, you know what I'm saying? Because she probably would have cried or something like that. He didn't come to my graduation, and she probably would have had a soft spot forever about that. And she probably personally invited him. You know, Dad, are you coming to my graduation? I know you got to come to my graduation. You know what I'm saying? But Marquis probably was like stone cold with his mother. Like, I ain't calling that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He should know I'm graduating. He should know my age. He should know my school. He should know, my school should have contacted both my parents and let them and gave them invitations or information about my graduation. He probably was thinking more on the terms of how the mother thinks. You as a parent should know what's going on with your child. Nobody should have to tell you, and nobody should have to invite you. If you paying child support, you should know, and the child support is paying for the education. You should know what's going on with the education. You should know when the graduation should. You know when he made it to the 11th grade, when he started into the 12th grade that year he was graduating sometime. Graduation gonna take place somewhere in May or June. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me you don't know your kid is gonna be graduating if your kid went to the 12th grade. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me you don't know your kid is graduating if you've been paying tuition, if you've been paying child support, and your child go to school, a private school or a school that has to be paid tuition for, and the money's going towards the tuition. Don't tell me you don't know what grade your child is in. You know what grade your child is in. Ooh, we almost finished. I'm glad I said 1 hour workout and not 2 hour workout, because 1 hour workout is not bad. Mainly when you're doing some gossiping. And y'all, I'm just doing gossiping off the top of my head. It's nothing that's scripted. I'm just coming from like a mother's point of view. A lot of times I talk about some of my personal experiences and stuff in life when I'm talking about issues and stuff, mainly when it come down to parenting, I understand, what's her name, Shaniqua? I understand her point, and that's all good, probably to stand on that with a daughter. But with a son, with his father, I agree with QueenzFlip. It's time for him to man up, and go talk to that man face to face, without the mother, ask him whatever questions, whatever conversation, or don't even start out that way. Just go chill with him and see what and be quiet and zip your lips and see what he got to say. See what he got to talk about. Maybe Marquis shouldn't say nothing. Maybe he should say, "Hey, I just want to chill with you for a week." And my little brother, what's his name, Siren or whatever, the other little cute little son. I just want to come chill with the boys. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking care of the girls over here. I've been taking care of mommy, and I've been taking care of my sister over here. So now I just want to go chill with the boys and stuff like that. So to me, Marquis did a man job. He was a nice young man that stuck by his mother. And his father's the one with the money, and any other kid would have been siding with the parent with the money. You know what I'm saying? Mainly a boy. He would have been like, "I'm out of here, mom." They would have been done had a disagreement with their mother and said, "Bye, I'm going to hang out with my father." You know what I'm saying? And they probably would have did that early on. They probably did that. They would have did that, at 15 or 14. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out. I'm going to stay with my father. You know what I'm saying? But he stuck by his mother, and I respect that. I really do respect that, But Not that I agree that they shouldn't be speaking, because they should be speaking. Not that it's any of my business personally, but since it's out here in the media like that, you know, I guess people gonna give their opinion. People waiting to see what 50 Cent gonna do after this long ass interview. That was 3 hours. You know, Marquis was only there for like a half an hour or something, or 40 minutes, and Shaniqua was up there like two hours and change. You know, if you let her say everything that she wanted to say, because QueenzFlip was like shutting her down, you know, like, I don't want no static with 50. Chill. We're not going all the way there. You know. But he was playing 50 Cent music, so probably all the proceeds go to 50 Cent, because whenever you play somebody's music in your video, they get the credit for the whole video, you know. And he played about 3 or 4 songs. Like, he was singing and rapping through 50 Cent songs, so I can't even say he's gonna get paid for the interview for the YouTube, because he was playing 50 Cent music. So the money is gonna go to 50 Cent's account. You know. But basically, sometimes you have those guys, you know, that play the uncle role, you know. They play the Uncle Flip, you know. They play the uncle role. And, you know, somebody with some sense gotta, you know, step in or try to help out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I guess guide the youth, you know. Go talk to your father. You got questions for your father, go talk to your father. Cut the umbilical cord from your mother. I'm quite sure she got issues. Those issues that she has is principles, parenting principles that she's never gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? So you did your thing with the girls over here. Go talk to, you know, go man to man with your father. That's if 50 Cent allow it, because sometimes people be so high and mighty that you try to come to them to have a conversation, and you try to see eye to eye with them and look them eye to eye and have a conversation with them, but they be so up here and they be so looking down on you, you know what I'm saying, that you can't have the proper conversation that you want to have, you know what I'm saying, because they be so high and mighty, you know what I'm saying. But hopefully, I don't know, it's like 50 Cent lost a trust for his son. Like I don't trust you, or like you in a jewelry store spending the child support money in the jewelry store. Like, I mean, that ain't no big deal. Like, I mean, even if he was in there spending $5,000 or $10,000 on jewelry, I mean, to you and your success, you know, and the world that you living in, jewelry, clothes, and cars, what do you expect your son is looking up to you? He's looking up to the world that you're into. So yeah, he gonna want to have clothes, jewelry, and cars. He gonna want to have everything. Even though you think y'all got differences and stuff like that, he's still looking up to you like, that's my pops. He spit me out, you know what I'm saying? And I have a lot of ways like my father, you know? Just hopefully, when Marquis have kids, and if he have a son, that he doesn't have the relationship with his child like him and 50 Cent have. Hopefully, he keep a bond with his child and keep his child close, you know? Because not all kids is going to be as smart as Marquis, you know? he was able, you know, to keep himself out of danger. You know, he stuck by his mother, you know what I'm saying? He didn't turn into a wild guy in the street. He could turn into something totally different. He could be a drill rapper running around in Brooklyn right now, a gangster rapper acting all thugged out, but he just seemed like a laid back, smooth dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to, you know, keep it cool and be safe, you know, keep his mother and his sister safe, you know? So I look at him as a smart young man. And I'd be happy to see him every time he do an interview. I always click on it, you know. And hopefully him and 50 could have that sit down and get their relationship together. And even Shaniqua, you know, the first wife, first lady or whatever the situation is. Hopefully they could repair their relationship too, because that'll be for the best. So I'm out. This is for the war against obesity. We do a 1 hour workout every day, and no matter how you feeling, try to get up and do something and watch your diet. And like, subscribe, comment, leave a donation. If you have any advice for us, we welcome it. And peace. I'm out. Hopefully we hear from 50 Cent soon. So peace.